What's up, world? Lee here with Sticks, Strings, and Other Things, my teeny tiny little corner of the internet where I come to you every other week to chit-chat with you about all of the crafty things that I have been getting my hands onto. Today is the 4th of April, and this is episode 58. I'm coming to you from a very gray and rainy Pacific Northwest. It is spring, it is the Pacific Northwest, it is gray, it is rainy. These are normal things. What will not be normal is there may be noises of saws and thuds and hammers and the like that you may hear on this particular video. You may not. I have no clue, but it could happen. Stuff is happening outside, so you may hear it, you may not. But at least you'll know. You've been warned. If you hear strange noises, well, right now the heater's going. 2, I have a cat in here. 3, there are people working outside. It is life. This is what we do. Right. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. What am I drinking today? I put it too far away. Ugh. It's tragic. I am drinking a very delightful tea from Plum Deluxe. It is the Grandma's Caramel Butterscotch Black. Don't know if you can read that. Smells delicious, and it's quite tasty. I've been enjoying this one today while I've been getting ready. And now I shall enjoy it while I'm chatting with you. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here, I hope you like what you see. I hope you find me somewhat palatable. If you do, there is a like button somewhere. Feel free to click it. If you are a returning person, you know what to expect from this delightful day. And I hope I entertain. We'll see. Now to the fun stuff. You know, what have I been getting my hands onto? Mainly, as always, just some cross stitch and just some knitting. I do have a spinning wheel. Spinning machine is what I was going to call it. I mean, that technically also works. It is a spinning machine. And I do some crochet, which, weirdly, I'm planning a crochet project right now. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I'm that great at crochet. Oh, and it is me. I promise. It is me. The hair has changed a little bit. In my defense, I was left alone with an old box of dye, hair dye, booze, and some scissors out of my utility drawer. It's my defense. It was fun. Let's get into the fun parts, though. The knitting and the stitching. Oh, I do have one. Not one. I can count. I have one fully finished object. It is a pair of socks. It is my work socks that I have had on the needle for forever. These are my chocolate day socks, and yes, oh, they are finished. As you can tell, I didn't care at all about trying to get them to match, which means they work lovely because they are that far off, and therefore they definitely look like a pair of socks. They're cousins instead of twins, and I love it. They're great. This is from my Knit Spin Farm monthly subscription. Can't remember words today. It's fine. These were from October. Oh, sorry, this was the September Little Known Holidays Club National Chocolate Day, and this is her Targhee fingering base, which is 90% superwash Targhee, 10% nylon. These are just a basic 64 stitch sock. I did them on a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter, I think. And I don't remember what I did. It was either 15 or 18 rounds of a cuff, probably about 70 rounds for a leg. Boop, boop. Shadow wrap, that's the word. Shadow wrap heel, and then a toe, a rounded toe after my foot. I love them. And they are done, and they are delightful. So, work socks. finished. Yay! I also finished something else, which I still have here to show because it's being delivered to the person I stitched it for. Yes, people, yes, I have in fact finished the Busilikit Ocean Harvest. I'm done. This a friend had me doing for them, and I've had it for almost 2 years now. Badly, very badly, but I finished. Look at that. Ah. Just bask in the glory that is all of the shells. I will get to deliver this to her in person for her birthday dinner in a couple of weeks. I am so very happy that I was able to finish this for her. And the last shell I did was this baby right here, the Balut. So nice. So nice. I'm very happy that this one has been finished. I am, that was a big one off my needles. It wasn't that big of a piece, but because I was doing it for somebody else and really wanted to get it done and had waited so long on getting decent progress on it, it feels so good to have that one finished. It just, makes me feel fantastic. It was fun to be able to work on it for her and get it done for her. She was telling me that an aunt of hers has that project hanging, used to have it hanging in their house, or still has it hanging in their house. I wasn't quite sure about the exact context, but it is a very important and special piece for them, and I was able to complete it for them. And this is why I craft sometimes, to put a smile on someone's face. Makes me happy. So those are my FFOs and my FOs. I mean, technically Ocean Harvest is fully finished for me because I'm just handing it off for my friend to do with it whatever she needs to do with it, and I have a fluff on my shirt. There we go. I no longer have a fluff on my shirt. So for me it is actually kind of a fully finished object because that is all I was going to be doing with it. So I have two fully finished objects. Sort of. We'll call it that. Now let's get into the whips. I have a couple. Oh yeah. I pulled out, let me find, there it is, Carriage House Samplings, A Mind Independent and Free. Not and tree, and free. I pulled this one out and I have been working on it. I started this unbeknownst to her, but Emily C. was working on this. And I saw that she was going to be starting it. And so I started it with her. So she doesn't know me from a lump on a log, but I'm doing in my head a Sal with her on this piece. I am going to change it up a little bit. This section right here, I'm just going to leave it out. I don't care for it. Don't care for it, so I'm not going to do it. Ha! And if I can get this back in, it is living in a project bag that I made years ago that has spooky spiders on the outside and bats on the inside, because why not? It is on an unknown fabric. I think it's a 40 count, and I am using Vicki Clayton silks. I finished the entire alphabet. If you remember last time, I said, I'm gonna pull this out. And I don't think I have a lot to do on the alphabet, so I'll just finish it up. Yeah, that was lies. I am a lying liar, lies a lot. I was here. Yeah, I'd done A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Maybe not even the H. Might have just been the G. I have to look. But yeah, that's as far as I was. So finishing the alphabet was a little bit more work than I thought it was going to be. But I do have the entire alphabet finished, and I think it looks glorious. Ah, I still have it on this giant, huge piece of fabric. I could cut off all of this stuff over here, because there's, whoops, sorry, all of the stuff over here. But I didn't. And yes, I gave myself huge margins on this one. Huge margins on this one. Just, I mean, that's like 4 inches there. I don't know why, but I did. Yeah, probably could cut that off. Am I going to? Well, y'all have watched me before. You know darn well I'm not gonna. I just don't do that. I'm hoping, though, that I have enough fabric this way. I think I should. I haven't counted it out. But I did finish that, and then when I finished the alphabet, I went, that seems like a good stopping point. And I stopped. Technically, I have a plan for every single one of the projects that I have pulled out for this year. And I have a plan of how far I want to get on all of them. And on this one, it was to get through the alphabet. So in my brain, I'm kind of finished with this one for the year. We'll see if that stays true, because there's a couple that I've finished for the year and I really want to stitch on them still, so I might. They're arbitrary goals, so I can do whatever I want. It's my crafting. Excuse me, slurping my tea. The next one that I pulled out was Witchy Stitcher's Stephen King house. Oh yeah. And if I'm feeling really rambunctious, I will put a before picture in here. Was I rambunctious? Only time will tell. Or you watching this at the time. But future me will see if she was rambunctious. I'm working on this. I will be making a couple of changes to this piece as I go, because while there are several lovely Stephen King references in the Stephen King house, there are a few tragic things that have been left out. Things that have been left out tragically. Tragic. So I will be adding several bits so that some of the things that I think need to be in a Stephen King house will be in the Stephen King house. We have a whole bunch. So the movies referenced according to the back: The Shining, 1408, Carrie, It, Cujo, Misery, Pet Sematary, Christine, Children of the Corn. My problem is we're missing The Stand, and we're missing Salem's Lot, and we're missing The Dark Tower. So we'll see. I know what I'm doing for The Stand, and I know what I'm doing for Salem's Lot. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to be able to put a Dark Tower or something in here or not. But things are left out. Things need to be added. Things will be added. But when you have something like this, you can do that. Shall I show what I'm actually working on? Da, da, da. Woo! Let's put it over there. This is on a 40 count Be Stitch Bee fabric called, I think, Grey Magic. I don't have the tag with me right now. I think it was called Grey Magic. It is a lovely gray. And as you can see, I have finished the outlines of the black on the upper portion of the house. It looks so good. I love it. My plan for this, because I'm continuing working on it right now, my plan for this is to finish the outline of all the black in the outline of the house. That is my plan for this month, I think. We'll see. We'll see if I can. We'll see if I succeed at that. But that is my plan. Oh yeah. So if you get the outline of all the rooms and all this basement-y stuff here, I figure that would be a good amount of progress. I have this as a finish for this year. Yeah, that may or may not happen, but It's going a lot faster than I thought it would when I pulled it back out. And I'm enjoying it. Oh, it looks so good. I mean, right now it's just a floating house. That or it's a strange castle. Like, if that was it, it could just be a strange castle. But no, there's going to be more house down here. Come back in 2 weeks and see how much I've done. In a perfect world, in a world where we actually do the amount of crafting that we think we can in the amount of time we've allotted for it, I will have all of the black done. Note, this is not the only crafty thing that I will be working on in the next 2 weeks. Do you think I can do it? Probably not. Am I going to try anyway? Oh, you're darn right tootin' I will. Yes, I will. But, probably won't be making it because that's probably more stitching than I think it is. Isn't that what we always say? Oh, that's not a lot. I should be able to get that done. Well, I'm doing the opposite. That's probably more than I think it is. But I'm still going to try. Because if we don't try, what's the fun in that? So there is that. And the last whip I have, because I have some new starts, the last whip I have is living in this lovely Bags by Awesome Granny. This is my Big Cozy Cardi by Andrea Mowry. And I have put some needle stoppers on the end. Yes, yes, yes. I have chosen my sloth needle stoppers because this is going to take me forever. That is as far as I am. And again, this is a dark fabric. Which way is the this is the It is a dark fabric, so it's hard to show off what I have. Again, I'm just stitching a giant, or knitting, a giant rectangle. Giant, she says. Come here. There we go. Giant rectangle. That's as far as I've made it so far, though. I am into, it's looking weird. I am into my second bow. I'm loving it. It's wonderfully squishy, and I'm really happy with the project, but it's going to take forever. I am using Farmer's Daughters Fibers Recollect in their colorway York. And in the skein, it doesn't show very well what color it is, but here, it's a gorgeous dark tealy blue. And if you hold on just 1 second, I'll be right back. I'm back. I was looking for a specific stitch marker and I can't find any of that specific stitch marker, and I'm now curious as to what I did with them. But since I cannot find that, I would like to have a progress keeper on this because it's going to take me forever. So I grabbed this one. Oh, you're not going to show it? It's just a little kitty. It's a little kitty. So I'm going to put that stitch marker on my stitches so that next time when I am here, hopefully, you will see some glorious progress. Da da da, stitch marker, and sloth. Oh, I am doing these on a US size 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter. Because the sloth is going to take forever. But I'm going to love this cardigan when I am done. I'm going to love it. I can see just living in it. Hopefully I don't love it so much that I feel I need a second colorway, because that's a lot. Inches and inches of stitching. And since it's a lovely oversized cardigan, it's inches and inches and inches and inches of oversized stitching, which will take forever. Now I'm really curious as to what I did with those stitch markers. They're my lovely beaded ones that I get from Corner of Craft. They're just gorgeous, and I think I have a sloth. And I have them all on a card so that I don't lose them. But you know what happens? Sometimes you misplace the card, and then you lose them all. Crap. What did I do with them? They are not where I anticipated. Okay, so that is all of my whips. So let's get into my new starts, of which I have 2. Yes, hi Stella. Come on, Stella. All right, living in my Joji bag. I have my work socks, my new work socks. So my bosses at work bought all of us a yarn subscription to Gauge Dye Works. So it's 3 skeins of yarn over the first 6 months of the year. So Gauge Dye Works, who is a genius when it comes to dyeing yarn. This is her Merino Twist fingering, and she suggested it for socks. And this is the colorway Introductions. And her Merino Twist is an 80/20 superwash merino nylon. So half of the skein is dyed via a color range for all of the first names in her subscription club. So there were 20 A's, so there's this much of A color, B, C. Anyway, she did it for first names and last names. I wound this up and started with the last names, and I have the first sock done. There's also a gray portion of this skein. Sorry, I'm trying to put it on my sock blocker and it's not wanting to go. There's also a gray portion of this skein, which I used for the cuff and the heel. And I'm kind of sad because I did not get this done well enough, in my opinion. So this is just a 64 stitch sock. And this is the last names, except my foot wasn't long enough. And I will show you. I have that limey green and some teeny tiny bits of dark green, which I ran out of foot. So those colors will not be on my sock. I made it through just this green. But these are the last names. Oh, that looks really pretty. So I kind of wish I had continued going on my foot, my leg, and made my leg longer, is what I wish. I wish I would have made my leg that much longer. So if I had done my leg through this purple color, I think I could have gotten all of the colorways on here. Wah wah. Oh well. Still gorgeous. I did like a 70 row leg. So I thought that was long enough. Evidently not. Perhaps if I hadn't done the gray cuff, that could have also worked. Because if I hadn't done the gray cuff, I would have had this all moved up, and I would have had enough here. But I liked the gray cuff, and so I did the gray cuff, and this is where we landed. My cat is now laying on my knitting bag. She's not helpful. Anyhow, I'm really loving this sock. It is glorious, and I have been trying to get these socks, the skeins knit up before the next one comes out. This one's going pretty fast because we just got it. In fact, I didn't even show you the skein in skein form. I just immediately cast on and started stitching with it. And I love it. It is so pretty. So that is my hoe, which was also a new start. I have cast on for the second sock because, as you've heard me say in the past, if I don't, I tend to not continue on with the socks for some crazy reason. And if I can... The cat is being very, very problematic. There we go. All I have done is the cuff on this one. I haven't even attached it. I haven't even started the first names. So all I have is 15 rows of a 1x1 rib on a 64 stitch sock. And I am using US 1.5s, which is a 2.5 millimeter. US 1.5. Oh, really exciting. But I love a good 64 stitch sock. They're delightful. And these are now my work socks because it made sense. Work socks, work yarn. Ah, it's delightful. But I am also doing them, I am also doing them outside of work so that I can get that entire sock done, hopefully this month, so that I'm well ahead of the schedule so that when the next skein of yarn shows up, I've already finished the other yarn and I can just cast on without adding to my WIP pile. However, I did cast on another pair of socks because, well, I'll explain in half a second. They are living in my Matterroot main bag, which I just love that part. These will become work socks when I finish the gauge dye work socks. There we go. Hair. These are my Farmer's Daughters Fibers Sock Squad socks. And this is their April colorway, Dandelion. So I have that, all happy. It's their Pilkner sock, which is 75/25 superwash merino nylon. And I'm not very far on them. But the colorway is this. So this is Dandelion. And again, I'm doing a 64 stitch sock. Because of the pattern that I'm using, this is the, I'm actually using a pattern. This is the Daily sock by, I'll put it here because I don't remember. This is called the Daily sock. I have gone up to a, oh no, this is still a US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter. I thought I was using a US 1.75, which would be a 2.75 millimeter, but evidently I'm just using a 2.5. Never mind. I did do the cuff on a slightly smaller needle on this one. I did it on a US one. So here is the Daily sock. I don't know how well you can see the patterning that is right here. There's a little bit of a slip stitchy pattern going on. I think it is quite lovely. Can you see it better on this side? Ooh, you can. Okay. There we go. You can see there's this nice slip stitchy pattern. And I did that because I was afraid this yarn might weirdly pool with the greens and such. I was noticing that in the cuff. I actually had no clue what sock I was going to make when I cast these on. I just cast on and made a cuff and then went, what sock do I want to make with these? And I decided on the Daily because I think the slip stitch pattern that it creates will make for a nice breaking up of what I'm afraid will be some weird pooling. But I could be wrong. It also has this gorgeous green mini, which I think I'm going to use for the heels and the toes, which is, it's a gorgeous green. I promise. And evidently, that gorgeous green mini has fucked off. It's disparu. I have no clue where the green mini is. It should be in here. Green mini, disparu. That's kind of a problem. Well, if I find that mini, I will put it in for the heel and the toe. If I do not, then I obviously will just have one color of this sock. Okay, so maybe the mini and the stitch markers have run off. They've run off together. They've decided they want to see the sights, leave Washington, go somewhere where it's not raining as much. Kitty, why do you do that? Stella. So my Stella kitty, she does this bizarre thing where if there's anything plastic, she chews next to it. She doesn't eat the plastic. The plastic is here, and she chews next to it. It is so bizarre. I don't understand. Anyhow, I need to find my green mini and my stitch markers. Obviously. Right. That is everything that I worked on. I was kind of proud of myself, and I didn't start my salty tea. Not salty tea. Though I do think I made a tea named the salty tea. No, the salty sampler that I was gushing over last film. I did not start it. I'm kind of proud of myself because I am trying to work things down this year. But I did start grabbing some fabric ideas, and I might start pulling colors. I don't know if I will probably end up starting that one this year. I just like it way too much. What can I say? It's awesome. That is all of the crafting though. let's get on to plans. So you heard my plans for my Stephen King house, and they are possibly a bit extravagant. But I'm still going to try for them. I'm going to try and get all the black done. No, 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 no. Not all the black on the piece. Let's be more focused on what I'm saying. All the black structure of the house. There we go. At least try and make it somewhat doable, because every single room has black in it. So all of the black for the structure of the house is my plan for that. I would like to finish my introduction socks. I would like to finish my daily socks. I would like to make some kind of progress on my cozy cardi. We'll see. I put a progress marker in so that you can see just how much progress I have or have not made by the next time I film. And I would like to get more squares in on my Scrappy Sunday project, which is my Cozy Memories blanket. I have put more squares into it, but I don't show it every single time because it's just a couple more squares. I show it when it seems that there's been a decent amount of progress made upon it. But I have been working on it as well. So those are my plans. I think they're pretty solid plans. What do you think? Do you think they're crazy? I mean, do you really think I can get all that? If I do, if magically I have needles that fly like eagles or something, and I get all of this black done, and I finish all of my socks, and I do all of the things that I have planned, I will probably pull out Sarah Totem to work on. Sure, we'll just toss that into the mix. I don't see that happening, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Those are plans. Now, let's get into stash, of which I have very, 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 very little. Yay! Halo. I'm a good girl. I received my Be-Stitch Me for the month. I'm in the Neutral Club. This is the name. In case you haven't received yours, you've been warned. There's the name. I get 40 count. Here's the color. I really like it. I think it will be great for several things. There you go. That shows the color a little bit better than what I was showing. Ah, love it. It's gone now, in case you care. The other thing, you go there. The other thing I received is my March skein for, I might have shown this already actually. It's the Sandhill Crane. I think I might have shown this. And I just didn't get it into the right box. Well, if I haven't shown it, here's my Knit Spin Farm for March, which is the Sandhill Crane. And I think I had to have, because they tend to do it early. Anyway, it's gorgeous and I want to do it. And I obviously need to put it away because I think I did show it last time. So that means the only thing I got stash-wise was one piece of fabric. Lies. Forgot about two things I have over here. I got one piece of fabric and 2 charts. Because I went into Kitten Stitcher. So I did get M Satterweight. Because I love a black sampler. I love them. I mean, have I finished and something? It's a giant black sampler that tons of people have done, blanking the name on. Don't remember. Have I finished it though? No, I haven't. Anne Grimshaw. Ha! Got it. Yay me. Have I finished that one? No. Did I get another one? Yeah. Because it's gorgeous. Look at it. Look at it. So pretty. Love. And then, ooh, bonk. There's the original. I love that. Ah, I love a good black sampler. They make me smile. And then I also got her Most Humble Hands. Here, let me take this one out of the bag. I got her next book, Teresa Vanette's book. I got an M. Satterwhite sticker. Oh, that makes me happy. Maybe I'll put that on my water bottle. Anyway, I also purchased Most Humble Hands because there were some really pretty marking samplers in here. Let's see, look at that darning sampler. I don't know, there's something about that darning sampler that just makes me go, ooh. And that pretty one, it's in a lovely, like 3 shades of green, which just fascinates me. This one is lovely. So I'm trying very hard to not show the charts. I just love the colors of that one. Anyhow, I love samplers, and I like her, this information she gives. She's kind of like Jacob de Graaf in that they both do interesting research and tell you about it, about the pieces. Hands Across the Sea also does that. And I just kind of like that. I like that little bit of extra information on samplers. I don't always stitch the samplers, but I love looking at them and I love reading about them, and they just, I find them interesting. And like this kind of thing is sometimes the only reading that girls were taught. And they didn't know how to read, but they could mark the samplers so that, you know, they could be in service and do things. And I don't know, I find that fascinating. So, I lied. I did have two more bits of stash, but that was it. That was it. That's all my stash. So now let's get into life. Not much has been going on, really. Oh, one more thing before I get into life. I've been counting my stitches. I can't speak, but I've been counting my stitches. So, in February, I'd counted 4,660 stitches, and I was kind of like, oh, that's not a lot. But for March, I did 7,159 stitches. I thought that was pretty impressive, especially since I didn't count any of the back stitching that was in Ocean Harvest, and there was a lot of back stitching in there. But I don't count back stitches, I just count full stitches. Stella, please, honey, child, kitty girl, don't chew on next to the plastic. It's annoying. Thank you. Anyhow, I did 7,159 stitches. I am hoping to do better this month. Who knows if I will, but I'm hoping to. Right, that's that. So, next up is, oh, life. Like I said, not much. The kid came to pick up the car so that his commute was not awful. The kid did, picked up the car, drove it back down to San Francisco, and has been doing exciting things like getting home while the sun is still somewhat up and doing grocery runs and not having to spend 4 hours commuting every day. Opened up a world of possibility. It works so much better for him, and I am glad. But yeah, hooray for him. Let's see what else. Oh, I started a new game, the ISS Vanguard, with some friends. We've played one game so far. Nobody died. It was great. Other than that, mentioned at the beginning, there's some sounds outside. Yeah, that would be the deck people showed up. We had contacted them, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, saying, hey, you said sometime March, April, we're just, you know, we're nearing the end of March, and we're wondering. And they're like, oh, it probably won't be till mid-April. We went, okay. Like that was well within their time frame of when they were going to start, so perfect. And that was on a Saturday that we got that response. Tuesday. Not this last Tuesday. Not today. Last Tuesday. Last Tuesday. A week ago. They said, hey, can we start Wednesday with demolition of the deck and start in? And we're like, sure. So somewhere between Saturday and Tuesday, things changed. Maybe it's something as simple as the decking came in. I mean, it could be as simple as that. It could have been, hey, we don't have your decking available until X date. And then they were like, oh, wait, it came in early. Here you go. It could have been something as simple as that. Either way, they started. And they've been working. And the part that they have finished is gorgeous. And I cannot wait until I have my new deck. But yeah, that's why you're hearing saws and hammers. If you've been hearing any of it, you may not have. I don't know what the camera has picked up, but I have been hearing saws and thuds. And when I sit in certain areas of the house, it shakes the house while they're screwing stuff in, because I happen to be on the same thing. And it's not as loud as I expected it to be, but man, am I ready for it to be done. While they had the deck all ripped up, we decided that we get critters in our house. And we thought we had everything blocked off, and they still seem to be getting in. We live on a creek, and so we have water available. We get critters. It's part of living where we live. And I'd rather they didn't come in the house. So we try to make it so they can't. And they kept doing it. And we were like, how are they getting in? They ripped up the front of the deck. And we saw right at the entrance of the house, giant hole into the house. When I say giant, I mean small children could have climbed through it, let alone critters. But children, literally, I'm not exaggerating. Children could have crawled into my house through this hole. Gee, I wonder why things were getting into the house. Critters need like a quarter of an inch, half an inch. They had more. They had plenty. Practically laid out the red carpet for them, saying, come on in, guys. It's nice and toasty in here. We got room. Right. And it was right behind my headboard. So all the weird sounds I've been hearing, especially when it got really, really cold this past winter, I kept hearing really weird sounds. Yeah, I wasn't imagining it. No, that was just critters crawling into the house behind my head. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just fine. It's not fine. And since it was not fine, we over-engineered closing that up. They are not getting through now. No, even a little tiny gap. 0 gaps. And any gaps that there were, we filled with foam. They are not going to get in through that way anymore. So hopefully that means we've closed all of the gaps. Yeah. It was just like, that's a big hole into the house. That's really big hole into the house. That's a really big hole. Yeah. Raccoons easily could fit through there. Geese, small bears, children. It was huge. It was awful. But it's fixed now. And soon it'll be decked over again, and we'll never see it ever again. And I'm good with that. Really good with that. The people working are wonderful. I think we went with a really great company, and I'm very happy with them. They are a little bit anal, just very exacting. Yay, like I'm good with that. I see them every once in a while. They're like, this board is not right. It's a little too long. Okay, now it'll work. Now it'll work. The stairs that are at the back porch down to the driveway, there's 3 stairs that they did yesterday, and I am sure they were very upset about them, because the stairs were already existing, and there's only so much you can do with what's already there. And the corners don't line up perfectly. The first 2 do, and then one is off like by 1/4 inch. And I'm sure this poor gentleman who was doing those stairs, I am sure that drove him bonkers, because everything is so perfectly aligned. Perfect is like perfect. And I am sure that bugged him a lot. You can just see it. You can just see it. But I'm loving it. They're doing a great job. It's going to be gorgeous when I finally have my new deck and it stops raining. If that happens. I will have to film on my deck, and I can do a little walkthrough of my deck and go, look at my gorgeous new deck. It's beautiful. Aren't I lucky? Because I am. I'm really lucky with where I live and my awesome deck. And now it's going to be an even more awesome deck where I don't have to have random planters placed to warn people to not walk there because they might fall through. Because that's how our deck was. Hence why we're getting a new deck. Yeah, it's only costing an arm, a leg, a spleen, my firstborn child. But it'll be done and it'll be glorious. And they're doing a fantastic job. And that's the noises, if you can hear them, that you're hearing. I don't know why I cut myself bangs. I really don't. Because I don't know what to do with bangs. It's fine. It's just weird. Yeah, deck and my hair. It's pretty much, oh, and a new game that was exciting and fun. That's all that's gone on with me. Oh, I am going to start working more days at work soon. So I'm finally getting healthy enough that I'm going to be adding a second day or another day. Yay! So I'll be working more. And that makes me happy because I enjoy where I work. I really like my bosses. I like my coworkers. I like the customers. It's a great place to work. And it'll be really good to be getting back to my regular pre-cancer schedule at work. And I'm excited. That is all the news. And I think that's enough news. I hope all of you are doing super fantastic. I wish you all the best. May your borders in your stitching meet. May your stitch counts be accurate. May you be enjoying a fine beverage of your choice, be that water or coffee or tea, my preference, tea, or whatever else it is that you enjoy drinking. If it's Mountain Dew, it's Mountain Dew. Hey, you do you, people. I just want you to be happy, enjoying life, taking it easy, and liking what you do. That's all I want for everybody. And may that be how you're doing. I'm distracted by a couple things that are going on. The cat is being strange. So I'm going to go and I'm going to, I think, pet the cat or play with her. I'm not sure what it is that she needs, but she needs something, obviously, because she's being very odd. And I am going to check and see how the deck guys are doing. It's only two guys. They are kicking butt with it, though. I'm very impressed. Anyhow, I'm gonna go. Oh, should I stitch or should I knit today? I need to knit. I need to knit while I'm editing. Duh. That was a foolish question. I'm gonna knit while I edit. I will knit on my introduction socks. And I will see you all here in 2 weeks. I have a hair somewhere. It's driving me mad. I tell you, mad. I will see you all in 2 weeks. I hope the best for all of you and may you enjoy. So long, people. Bye-bye.